Hello guys, it's Silverfang45 and this is going to be my post-match review of my week 1. I'm versing Twitch with the scary Wallbreaker team and I'll just start now. So I led Darmanitan simply because I expected him to lead Galvantula. And this can always U-turn out on it, and it allows me to go on a Haxorus to set up. That was my plan. But he Volt Switch, which I did not expect. I expected him to Sticky Webs immediately. I'm not sure why he Volt Switched against the Darmanitan, but he did. I'm guessing he was checking for Scarf, but yeah. Anyway, eventually he goes into the Arcanine and I go into my Rotom. And me expecting the Swampert, I go into Mega Venusaur. I immediately expected the swap, so I just used Leech Seed instead. Because I wanted to force him to lose health over time. Now, expecting the Z move, I click Synthesis. Because I know I always live. And there I do. I immediately Synthesis to get up the health, and Leech Seed lets me get more health. I expect him to swap out, so I play accordingly, and I Synthesis just to make sure I'm at full health versus the Mawile. Now I immediately EQ. As you see, it does decent damage, and he subs. I think he expects me to swap out, so he Swords Dances, but I EQ. Sorry about the awkward camera. He swaps out, realizing he can't kill me, and I just EQ again. I had no reason to risk it. Here, I think I Giga. He told me later he wanted to swap in a Hooper, which makes sense, but I had no reason to risk it. In comes the Hooper, I immediately go to my Rotom, and he lives. Now here's what surprises me. He didn't outspeed my Rotom, so he was not Scarf. And he was using leftovers. That completely threw me for a loop. I got so confused by that. I just didn't know how to react to that. Anyway, I went into my Azelf to U-turn off into my Rabombi. Immediately seeing his health, I know my Twinkle Tackle kills. And there it is. From here, I see no threats on his team left. I've killed his Hooper, I've killed his Mega Mawile, and his Swampert's dead. So the game's over. I'm just trying to figure out how much of a win I can go by. It being modest instead of timid did fuck me over here. As I would never have lost this health, I would have just straight out killed it. But in the end, it's not that big a deal. Now he swaps in a Galvantula, I just sack my Rabombi. There's no reason to try and keep a 5-0. I could have, but too risky. I go into Darm, and not wanting to risk the Flare Blitz, the Flash Fire I mean, from the Arcanine, I just EQ and take my win. Most weeks I won't be bringing Hyper Offense, so don't expect this kind of quick match every time. But yeah, now you can kind of see why I did what I did, how I won, and why I played so aggressively. My Haxorus was meant to sweep, but when he Volt Switched, I realized I didn't have a guaranteed D-Dance anymore. And seeing as I couldn't reliably set up on Arcanine as easily, I think it was Arcanine, I decided to swap, because I wasn't sure if he was going to Will-O-Wisp. And yeah. You will likely see my next week match around the same time next week. But yeah, just keep following my shit.